Just like we would if we were going into a long-term relationship with a special someone, we should be building, particularly in this industry, long-term relationships with our ideal customers as well, so that we grow a business that is sustainable with customers that come back again and again and shout about you from the rooftops. Hello there and welcome back into the Direct Selling Accelerator Podcast. My name is Sam Hind and this is part 3 of Dating 101. In other words, how to build your relationship on social media with your ideal customer. Remembering that in any business, we should never jump straight from, hi, how are you, to, will you buy from me? Which is just the same as going, hello, how are you? Will you marry me? And we wouldn't do that in real life. So I love to use a good analogy. I think it makes it so much easier for us to learn and to grow our businesses. And so dating and marriage is definitely one I like to use a lot, because just like we would if we were going into a long-term relationship with a special someone, we should be building, particularly in this industry, long-term relationships with our ideal customers as well, so that we grow a business that is sustainable with customers that come back again and again and shout about you from the rooftops. So let's dive on in this episode and talk about how to take the relationship to second base. This is for those people who have put the content out there and now you want to know, how do I take them from being just someone who's commenting on my posts to being somebody who I can talk to about my product or even a business opportunity? In other words, how do I have the appropriate conversation that's going to inevitably grow my business? So let's talk about how to take your relationship to the next level and get to second base. Okay, so in this episode, we're going to be talking all about taking your relationship to the next stages. So how do we get to second base? In other words, how do we appropriately take our relationship to that point where we can have a one-to-one conversation? Well, in this episode, I'm going to give you my 4 dating tips. Now, these are some tips to help you get that one-on-one conversation going, and most importantly, earn the right to sell to people. Earn the right to start talking to them about your product, about your services, about your business opportunity, whatever that may be for you. So step 1 is this. I want to talk to you about doing appropriate reach outs at regular intervals, not only when you need them. I see so many people where they only do reach outs to people or send messages to people or flick emails out to people when they need the sale. Now, that's going to happen if we don't plan ahead and have a system in place to do regular reach outs that are not about the sale. Now, my thing is, if you haven't reached out to someone about something other than selling your product, service, or business opportunity in the last 3 months, it's not appropriate for you to reach out to them only about selling. So here is a technique that we teach inside of our membership groups that is game changing. Now, I actually learned this many, many years ago from somebody else in the direct selling industry who's actually been a guest on this podcast, the amazing Christine Drummond. And we have used this again and again. I know so many people listen to that episode and have found this so useful. So I'm going to repeat it now because I think this one's an absolute game changer, and that is the A to Z technique. Now, the A to Z technique looks like this. If you were going to be working on your business, let's say 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you had allocated 2 to 3 hours to work on your business. You want to take a small portion of that time, let's say 15 to 30 minutes, that you are going to sit down and you're going to do some reach outs. Now, on Monday, you're going to start with the A's. This is everyone in your contact list whose name starts with A. This could be people, you could have contact lists in lots of places, by the way. So it could be Facebook, it could be you've got them on Instagram, you could have an email database. They may just be contacts on your mobile phone. Wherever they happen to be is completely fine. But you're going to start with the A's. The reason we go with the letter of the alphabet is because you're not tempted then to only reach out to the people that you think you might be able to get a sale out of right now. You're actually doing genuine reach outs about things they care about. So, what do those reach outs look like? Well, it could be as simple as, hey, how are you? I haven't heard from you in ages. Just wanted to check in, make sure you're doing okay. All the way through to it's their birthday coming up, or they've just had it, or maybe you got lucky and it's today. So you send them a birthday message. Or another really great way of doing this, yes, you could follow up on previous experience with you, but that sort of smells a little bit like a sell or a hidden agenda. So what I love to do is do just a little bit of research. Have a look at what's going on in their world for them right now. If you're Facebook friends or connected with them, you can go and have a look at their latest posts and see if there's something in there that you can refer to. They might have just moved house, had a new baby, been on holidays, had something that they're celebrating. It gives you an opportunity to congratulate, to reference, to talk about, to ask about, and make it all about them. Remember, everyone's favorite subject is themselves, and their favorite word in their vocabulary is their own name. So that brings me to step 2, and that is voice notes. Now, I'm a massive fan of voice notes. The reason I love voice notes so much is because, number one, you can use their name. The other thing I love about voice notes is that you also can use inflection of the voice. So things kind of get misinterpreted a lot less. I find that anything with text can be read multiple different ways depending on the personality. Whereas a voice note, it's so much easier to get across your actual true intention. But the best part about a voice note is people know you didn't copy and paste it to a dozen people. They knew it was just for them. And there's a little kicker as well. When someone sees a voice note appear in their messenger or on text or wherever you happen to send it, they also can't see what it was. They have to click on it to find out what's in there. And once they've done that, you've got their undivided attention. Win-win all the way around. Now, you could do voice notes on SMS, you could do it on Messenger, you could do it on WhatsApp, wherever you happen to be. There are most platforms these days have got a voice note feature where you'll see a little microphone and you can hold that down and you can speak to the microphone. They are also, by the way, so much quicker than trying to get the text right. I could do 10 voice notes in the time it takes me to write 3 messages. So much, much faster, and I really, truly think much more effective. Now, remembering as well, once you've done day 1, so you've done Monday, you've done your A's, on Tuesday, so Wednesday, when you're working in your business next, you're going to move on to the B's. And Friday, you're going to do the C's. Now, by the time you've got through the whole alphabet, let's say it's 3 months or so it's taken you to get through everybody, you then circle back around. This means that everybody gets a touch base, say every 3 or so months. Now, you might be thinking, well, but what if they don't respond? Is there any point to that? My answer is 100%. When you do a reach out to someone just to see how they're doing or to reference something that's gone on in their world and congratulate them or ask them how they're doing, ask them how it was, so on and so forth, that person feels like they matter. Now, they may not come back to you, and that's totally okay, but they will remember that you genuinely reached out to them, not to sell, not about a business, but simply because you cared. So if you do it again, you never know when they might respond, and you do not know what is going on in someone else's world. So that is the A to Z technique followed by voice note. What do you now know, and how can you tailor your offering or product? So through the processes we've used so far, through the content we created, the engagement posts that we wrote, the reach outs that we've now done, we're able to note things down. And I recommend that you take notes, by the way, when you learn things about them, so that you can tailor what you have to them. Everyone wants to know that you're offering something specific to them, that you care about them, that they specifically matter. When you only sell everything to everybody, meaning here's a sale and now I'm going to tell you about the sale, everyone sort of feels a little bit like a number. But if you know that Sam loves lip balms and lipsticks and lip colors, which I do, and you were to communicate with me about, hey, Sam, there's this amazing new range of lip balms that have just come out and they've gone on sale. I know how much you love lip balms, so I just wanted to let you know so that if you wanted to add to your collection, you don't miss out. This is tailoring the product to me. If you're dealing with somebody who you know, I had someone do this really recently. They knew that I was painting my bedroom and I wanted to get some new linen for my bedroom that matched the new decor that I had put in there. They did a reach out to me to tell me about some new white quilt covers that had come in because they knew I was looking for white. Some new white quilt covers that had come in that had just gone on sale, were a really special offer and were absolutely beautiful and would be perfect for my new bedroom. Now, I wasn't at that point looking at the linen just yet, but I felt so special that this person had thought of me and remembered me and what I was doing in my world that I went ahead and I put an order through because this person had made it about me, about something they knew about me that they only would have known had they picked the phone up and had a conversation with me. And that's exactly what they had done a month earlier. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Just checking in. Would love to catch up. And so we caught up. We had a phone call. She asked what was going on in my world. I told her I'm revamping my bedroom and I'm so excited. And she asked some questions. I told her a bit about it. Little did I know, she remembered it, took the notes down, and then when the opportunity came up, she tailored her product and her offering to suit me. And that's what you should be doing for your audience as well. Now, this brings me to point number 4, and this is very, very important. Have a nurture sequence. Your nurture sequence is where you make sure you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket, but that you're touching base with people in multiple different ways and locations. So don't just have Facebook as your only tool. Messenger, of course, is another tool. Email, do you have an email list? This is important. Make sure that you're building a database offline. What happens if Facebook isn't around tomorrow? You want to know you've still got your contacts. Also, think about one-on-one, snail mail. There are loads of different ways that you can nurture your audience, even Facebook groups. So have a nurture sequence in place. We have a nurture sequence in place. Ours looks like this podcast you're listening to right now. We also have a free Facebook group, which you're welcome to join. Social media for direct sellers with Greg and Sam. We have free webinars that come up from time to time. We do free trainings and courses. We do all sorts of things, including our email database where we send you updates and we nurture you, we give you things. These are all ways that we continue to add value, we continue to connect, and we nurture our audience. So I'd love to ask you to think about right now, what nurture sequence do you have in place? Once you connect with somebody, where else can they connect with you? How else are they going to find out about you? Remember that people don't buy on the first time they come in contact with you. Typically, statistics show that people buy on the 8th to the 12th contact. And if you've ever heard me talk about subliminal persuasion, it's one of my favorite things to talk about, which is the art of strategically placing yourself in the path of your target customer so that when they need something you have, they think of you like that and they don't even know why. So if you can constantly be showing up in various different ways, it's going to make it so much easier for you when it's time to take that relationship to the next level. So that wraps up our Dating 101 Power podcast series, where we talked about where to date, how to date, and how to take the relationship to the next level. In other words, how to get to second base. I hope you found this helpful. I hope this has been a little bit of fun for you. Certainly been a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy doing these quick episodes, and I also love talking about how you can build the relationship with your ideal customer to help you build a sustainable business with people that shout about you from the rooftops. And the best part of that is when you get that right, you are going to love your business all the more. So go out there and have a bit of a think about how can you build a nurture sequence? How can you fit that A to Z technique in your daily planning, your daily strategy for your business? And most importantly, stop and think about how can you at all times be providing value first. So I hope you've enjoyed this little mini series. Thanks again for tuning into the podcast. Remember, please subscribe on the YouTube channel and do share this podcast with your family and friends as well, or other people in the industry that you know that this can help. Let's reach as many people as we can and help other people to grow as well. It's been a pleasure catching up with you today. I look forward to seeing you on the podcast again next week. That's it from me. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us in this episode of the Direct Selling Accelerator Podcast. If you love listening and you found that this was helpful for your direct selling business, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also check out the recommended video that's popped up on your screen right here. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.